Welcome back, everybody. We have a special guest on the podcast today. You may have seen her on Kill Tony recently. You may have seen her on Disney Cruise Line. This is Mimi Meier.
Thank you.
This is the most formal intro we've ever done.
Oh, it was nice. You might have seen me at Starbucks twice today, spending $80.
Please tell me you didn't buy one of those wraps.
I didn't buy a wrap. I got a sandwich this morning, then I went to the Starbucks here, and they didn't have any more food, so I got some chips.
They
and I was
ran
like,
out of food
they
at
didn't have any
Starbucks?
more food?
They were like, we don't have any more sandwiches. And I was like, you guys suck. So I flipped a table, and I was like, I'll just get some chips.
As you should have.
Sounds
get
like
some
how I
$20
react to
chips.
minor inconvenience.
I think the most impressive thing right now is that you're able to sit cross-legged on this couch. It's very impressive. Like,
Really?
I can. If I tried to do that, like I would probably, I'd hurt some. I'd tear
We get it.
something.
I'm short.
Yeah, but so is Holly, and she can't sit like that on the couch.
I just never have. But maybe there's always a new day for everything.
Let's try it right now.
Also, it's our fall episode, hence the pumpkin. Fall episode done. Check.
Halloween episode. Halloween's coming up, what, like 2 days from now?
Yep, it's
All
on
right.
Say.
Are we doing
Oh,
this?
I can't.
Are we
This
all?
feels weird. I don't like
I'm
this.
gonna
No, I
try
think
it.
it looks cute.
Are we all doing this?
Look
at how
doing
cute
Is
we
it
look.
story
But now
time
I'm
on
stuck.
the rug?
I'm not getting. I'm not moving. I think the blood flow is gonna stop at certain points.
My knee is just gently resting on
I think
your
it's
leg.
cute. We're all like, we're so close to each other.
I like this.
This
This
is
is
Feel
how I'm
so
going to do the
close to
podcast.
you right
Right
now.
now with this topo. Wait, the last time. Okay, so
They don't. They don't pay us for that, so you can't be saying their name like that.
I mean this.
These are off-brand. They're called popos.
They're
They
called
also
popos.
pull
They're
Ben
sold-
over in the middle of the night for
they're
no
sold by
reason.
Police. Very popular in South Texas. You ever drink a popo?
They're sponsored by the Austin Police Department.
Yeah. They're big fans of the Blue Lives Matter communities.
Brew Lives Matter, am I right?
right, ladies.
Get the fuck out.
When you were gone and Holly was staying in your room, there was a night when her and I cuddled in your bed.
Oh,
It's really
yeah.
nice. And we just cried. We're like, where's Ben?
You know, I tend not to think about what happened in that room while I was gone. There's some shit that I just, you don't want to know, you know.
Holly and I just held each other.
That's actually what I'm trying to avoid.
we put on Bonnie Bear and just
Did you guys run a Subaru for the day?
I was wearing flannel.
You guys wore each other's flannels to bed.
We had the flannels with the thumb holes.
Classy stuff.
It's really cute.
Yeah. So what's up, Mimi? Welcome to Texas. How long have you been in Texas?
I moved here about 5 months ago.
Okay. And
Yeah. Did you hear me stutter?
Yeah. I was like, is she okay?
That's how spooky this episode is.
It sounded like you were making it up. Like you were just making.
I'm like five, and I definitely didn't kill anyone.
I'm not running from a sordid
I didn't
past.
kill anyone in Pennsylvania. Wait, what was the question?
Had you ever been here before you moved here?
I was just telling Ollie this. No, I had never been here.
So you just were like, did you move here for comedy or like what happened when you're like, fuck it, Austin, Texas?
I actually moved here to be on the LonelyMans podcast.
Oh man, it only took you 5 months to make it
Only
happen.
took me 5 months, but here I am. No,
Are you moving back to PA now?
Yeah,
after this
honestly,
episode, or-
this is fun.
We peaked.
This is cool, you guys.
Mama, we made it.
Check. I'm
No.
going to find a new roommate. Damn.
Frick. I was doing comedy in Pittsburgh, where I'm from, and then I don't know, there's like one mic every 3 days there, and I was like, I gotta go to a city where it's also Austin was open, like in every other city, everything was still shut down, but you guys were like still doing mics.
Don't,
And
don't say you guys like we're Austin natives.
Like
we
you-
moved here the same
I'm here the
time.
same week
you
as
bet.
you.
No, I was still.
I mean, you were doing them.
the
Yeah,
lanes
we-
were open. You know what
We
I'm
moved
saying,
here the
but-
same week, I'm pretty sure, because I remember
June 7th.
I moved here June 15th, so you probably were, because I remember like we met at Buzzmill when I was with my
Yes.
friend Stevie. Shout out Stevie.
And I met you the same day.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
all
can I
hung
sit at your
out.
table? And you guys were like,
Oh, fuck. Yes.
fine, okay.
Oh,
And
you
then-
found us.
And then Stevie made fun of my driving for the rest of the night and then threw up and went to bed. Great first night.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was.
great.
I think I was there that night. Stevie did.
You
throw up, and it
were,
was pretty
yeah. And then we
funny.
were talking about the vaccine drunkenly for like hours for some reason.
Yeah, We got a lot of strong opinions on vaccines at this. By
I had to get vaccinated.
And Holly.
Me and Holly have strong opinions on it.
Did you have to get vaccinated too?
I used to be a nanny, so I had to be.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to kill the kids, you know.
Well, I mean, sometimes you thought about it.
I wanted to kill them. Just kidding. They were so cute. Oh my god.
They?
The one was really smart though. He was 5, and he would ask me like how things worked, and it made me realize that I don't know how anything works.
No.
Like we were at the grocery store and I like put my pin in and he's like, "Why do you do that?" I was like, "Honestly, I don't know." I don't know.
Well, because if you think about it, we don't know shit about fuck. Like everyone wants to be like science, but no one, even fucking science doesn't know shit. Like you ask scientific questions, we're like, we have no idea. Like
even science doesn't know shit.
Science doesn't know shit about fuck, honestly. Like if you think about it, like we're made of atoms, right? And this table's made of atoms. Why can't we be this table?
I am that table.
Tell me, fucking science. Why when I don't put my hands
This is Ben's
fucking atoms on
philosophy
this fucking
master
thing?
class.
Listen, I'm just saying nobody knows shit about fuck.
Ben's
We're just here crossing our fingers and hoping
No,
it
genuinely,
works.
nobody knows anything. I remember when I was younger, I used to think like, oh, when you become older, like the switch flips and like you become an adult. And then I realized, no, like everyone is dumb as fuck until they die.
Yeah. You remember when you were like for a kid and
Literally.
you used to like look at teachers and be like, oh, they're like, and now you have friends that you're like
That
are
are
teachers. And
teachers.
you're just like,
Yeah, and I'm
oh, these are the same fucks that were teaching me.
And they're
Yeah.
like super hungover and like, I'll just put on a lesson plan, a
Yeah.
movie tomorrow.
We're drinking vodka out of Dixie cups and then they're going to teach like geometry the next day. I'm like, Jesus.
Right.
We'll just read a Henry and Mudge for the 80th time.
We the 2 little kids I nannied, their parents were very, very smart. The one was she like worked in tech and the other one was like a mathematician. He was like a professor at CMU. And so these kids were really smart. And the one day, like when I was a kid, I was like playing with Barbies, like not giving a fuck. He came up to me one day and he was like, "Hey, I was just wondering, why was there conflict in the Sudan in 2011? I was like, "You're 5. You're 5.
Why weren't you even around in
I was like,
2011?
what
Why
do
do
you
you
mean?
care?
And he knew every country's capital. He's so smart, and I can't even spell restaurant. Like if you put a gun to my head right now, I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you have T9 texting. Like it doesn't mean anything anymore. Like you have like predictive texting. You just got to spell rest and it'll do the aunt for you. You know?
It'll do the aunt.
The aunt.
It'll do the honors.
But that's the thing. I feel like it's like a different type of knowledge now because like kids like memorize facts. You can Google anything, but that doesn't make you smart.
Yeah, like I
Like, they
cannot do even the simplest mental math. It's not that I won't. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
Why do you have to? Though?
not
We got
good.
calculators for a reason.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like I feel like we just
Thank
simplified
you for
like
making
all the dumb shit.
me feel so good about being dumb.
No, being smart is overrated. Like being like the smart that people calculate, like quantify as smart. I feel like it's hell overrated. It's like being able to memorize like questions on a test for school. It's like it doesn't make you smart. It just makes you good at memorizing shit. Like I memorized my way through college. It doesn't mean I'm smart. It just means I'm good at memorization.
What was your major?
That's a good question.
He's like,
I don't even remember.
Half
That's
the
the thing.
stuff-
don't know.
I didn't give a fuck.
Half
So-
the stuff I like learned in like lectures and like took notes on, I'm now listening to podcasts while like emptying the dishwasher of my luxurious apartment. And it's all like, so they're finding out that that's actually not true at all. I'm like, oh cool, can I have my money back?
But science is bullshit. See, they don't know anything. Like all the shit you learned in college.
Of
Is all
course,
fucking
I
fake.
was the one collecting the data. Of course there's errors. Like, are you kidding me? I'm the one collecting the data. I just want to go like someone's like reading the paper and they're like, oh, they found 50% of youth minority teens are struggling with substance abuse. I'm like, hi, I took those surveys. I was half asleep, very hungover.
I'm not even sure I can read.
The kid wanted to be done. He started saying yes to everything I asked him. Just literally everything.
I'm not gonna. I could have messed up the math. I tried to add. I clicked a couple buttons.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of scary. I used to work, as you know, I worked for Disney Cruise Line, and there's no like police or ambulance or anybody on board. So like we are the safety officers.
I
Like,
used to work on a cruise ship.
Okay, yeah.
So I
So
get
like,
you.
yeah, you and I were in charge of safety. If the ship was going
What?
down, I was gonna provide.
I always told them.
I swear to God, we had to like we had to know all the fire zones, and we had to know like all this first aid shit. And like if the ship was going down, we were the team of people that was gonna like get the people in the rafts. And I'm like,
listen, bitch, if this ship is going down, I'm finding the Filipinos on the ship
do you have
and
to
escaping with the raft they built out the bottom.
oh my God.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, I swear to God.
Inside
sorry.
baseball joke.
No, okay, yeah, the Filipino people on the ship were okay, so I'm
so glad somebody else understands.
Wait, what? Filipino
okay,
people?
we on the ship. I don't know if this is offensive. We called them the Filipino Mafia because like they ran the ship.
Yeah,
like
on any cruise ship I've ever been on, there's like they have a heavy contingent of Filipino people that work on cruise ships. There's like some American kind of like HR board that works with the Philippines to get people from the Philippines to work on ships and do contracts. It's good money for them, so they like to do it. There's a lot of them, but they have in terms of like the star qualities of jobs or whatever, theirs would probably be like the lowest, but they like run the ship. Like they are the backbone of every ship I've ever been on.
I will give you an example. So, the performers on my first Disney contract, we weren't allowed to like go to like guest dining areas, so we could only eat the food from the mess, which by the name of the dining establishment, you can guess what the food was like.
Yeah.
Like every like vegetables just like covered in cheese, and there was like the food would just be labeled grilled fish. I'm like, what fish is this? Like
Don't
we're
ask.
like, don't ask.
So you're not allowed to have any of like the guest food at all?
No, my first contract we weren't allowed, but
How many
now
contracts did you do, by the way?
I did 3 Disney Cruise Line contracts and 1 Disneyland Paris contract.
Okay, so you were
wow.
on land in Paris.
I was on, yes.
Did you like being on land or in the ship more?
I liked both for different reasons. Because
I
like
feel that.
Disney
Okay.
Cruise Line, you had to be like on all the time. They were like very serious.
People are
and strict.
watching you all the
and
time,
in France, like they could give a fuck. Like
Yeah, that's
they're like on
Minnie
the
Mouse
cruise
is
ship.
smoking a cigarette. Like
No, I swear to God, like you would see, actually, I can't. I'm not gonna say some of the things, but like they were very lax about a lot of stuff. And like on Disney Cruise Line, it would be like, oh, have a magical day. How is everything? Where are you from? And in Paris, they're like, bye. The line for Mickey is closed. Sorry. I'm like,
they don't
okay.
give a fuck. They're like, look,
Yeah.
it's my smoke break.
No, we had like, I swear to God, when I worked at Disneyland Paris, I worked maybe in total an hour a day because we did the parade.
Yep.
And so we would do 2 parades, and the rest of the time we would sit and hang out. I had a 2-hour lunch. Me and my
Blowing
friends started
cigarettes in kids' faces.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
off, Mickey Mouse is closed.
we would take naps. Like we would go into this room and just like lay all the couch cushions on the ground and go to sleep. It was the best time I ever had. It was incredible.
It's so
what
weird
what were you on the?
I was a parade performer for a Halloween show.
Oh,
So it was super easy. We would just like wave and be like, "Yay!"
Yeah, I had to be in the
woohoo."
parade too. I was Poe from Disney DreamWorks, like the Kung Fu Panda.
panda?
Yeah, I was the Kung Fu Panda, and we had a parade dance.
I got that vibe when I met
Wait,
you.
you worked?
I got real Kung Fu Panda vibe.
Wait, you worked on? You were also on the Disney Cruise Line?
That was I was on a cruise ship whose name I'm not gonna say. The Evil Empire of Cruise Ships.
Oh.
And there was kind of like a fancier kind of ship, but we used to do this DreamWorks parade, and they would have all because we were all part of the entertainment staff. So all me and my friends did, we had like the rock walls on the ship and like the surfing thing, and me and a bunch of British bros would just like shred all day and climb the rock
So many
walls.
British bros.
So many British bros,
Oh
heavy
my
on the
God.
British bros. So that was all of us, and then we'd have to be in the
That's so
parade.
fun.
So then so I'd be like Poe, and I'd have to do like a whole dance and like.
You were
have,
like
a whole
in like a big costume,
this is
with,
like a
head
40-pound
on it?
costume with the head on it. Like someone had to help me put it on and get out of it and like direct me because I couldn't like do stuff without it. And I have these things in like the inside, so I'm sitting there like moving the arms and like going. I would get out of that thing and I would be like drenched, like my whole body just like drenched in sweat, like I came out of a pool. I don't know, but sometimes we'd get fucked up before we go on the parade, so we'd be on the parade just ham skied. But when you guys were on the ship, did you guys have to work like every day, like 7 days a week?
We worked every day, 7
Same,
days a week,
right.
and people. But wait.
Okay, so
Filipino
Filipino
mafia.
people, go back to
Okay, I
Filipinos.
have to tell the story because this is. I need you to know that this was real.
I
So
love that somebody else knows this, by the way. I'm so hyped.
yeah, okay, seriously, because like people are like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
so my boyfriend at the time on the ship one day. It was like super late at night. I was super tired. He called me and he's like, you need to come down to like this like storage room by the Walt Disney Theater. And I was like, why would I do that? He's like, just trust me. Like, please come here. So yeah. So like the mess had really shitty food and like whatever. So I go to this like storage room in like the back of the theater. I go in, they have like, they're all doing karaoke. All the Filipino people, they're doing
karaoke.
So much karaoke. Loving karaoke. There's like pizzas everywhere. There's lobster. There's like shrimp cocktail. There's like coolers of beer and wine. And I was like, what the fuck? And I said to my boyfriend, I was like, where did this come from? He's like, it's the Filipino people.
The Filipinos.
They're running the ship. And I was like, what the fuck?
I was always convinced, like, if the ship was really going down, I was going to find the Filipinos and get out on their secret raft, and they would just dip the fuck out. Because, like, on one of the ships I was on one time, they had one of the Filipino parties. Because, like, every, like, culture, because there's, like, a bunch of different ethnicities, and that all have parties. So, like, when the Filipinos did it, though, one of the party, they had a full roasted pig. Like, I'm like, how did you guys spit roast a pig on a ship? I don't understand. And then
it was just one of the guests.
Shh, don't worry about it. Like, how did you guys get him? I'm pretty sure
he was in line at the buffet.
I'm pretty sure at one of the ships.
A Kung Fu Panda shirt?
I'm pretty sure at one of them, though, they had cockfighting chickens in the bay. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure they had a cockfighting ring on one of the ships.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But one of them, they had a life raft. They had this party, and they had a life raft just full of beers. The life raft that you're supposed to put the guests in.
Shut the fuck up.
They had one of those rafts just
those
full
are huge.
of yeah, they're fucking massive. I'm like, how the fuck did you get this in here? Where did you get this from? And how did you get enough beer? They're like, don't ask questions. Like, and then the other time I was on another ship, and my friend was like, oh, we're going to this Filipino party. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, follow me. So we go to like this like bunker in the ship. And I'm like, where the fuck are we taking? We're opening the doors like it's the fucking Titanic. We're like climbing ladders to get to this place. We get to like, we go through all this thing. We climb down a bunch of stuff, get to the bottom. And there's just this big open space with a bunch of Filipinos doing fucking karaoke. They have the bombest food, all the beers, everything out there. And I'm like, where the fuck do you guys? They run the ship. They were on every ship I was on. The Filipino mafia ran the ship. And they were like, they are the nicest human beings I've ever met in my entire life. I've never met like a group of people as a group from top to bottom that are more like polite and nice than a group of Filipino people on a cruise ship. Like they don't exist.
This episode is sponsored by Filipino people.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao and President Duarte for all the not supporting of the lesbian and gay community that you guys do. R.I.P.
All right. Well, that took a turn.
Anyways, wait, did you have like really stupid guests like ask you really stupid questions?
All the fucking time.
I got this one. I swear to God, this is real. We'd be on, I was on a 7-day cruise, so we would have days at sea and like multiple days in a row. 3 days in a row.
I've been on 2 cruises, so.
Okay. You know how boats work.
I know how boats work, yeah.
Let me mansplain
they
boats.
They go on the water. Go
what?
Toot toot when someone's coming.
Wait a second. You mean they just go right through it?
They just go through the water?
On the whole time. They just bounce up.
This is real. I would get people say like, do you guys go home at night? I'm like...
I tell people yes. I got that question. I'd be like, yeah. They just fly us home every night, and we come back in the morning.
Yeah,
they're
and
like,
they fly
really?
Aubrey back to South Africa, and they fly me back to Pittsburgh. But then I'm here the next morning for breakfast.
And they'd be like, really? They do that? Yeah, they care about us a lot.
People go. They step onto the ship and they leave their brain on land. Like it's fucking crazy.
Because it's also
bizarre.
like a specific type of person that one goes on a cruise.
Me,
but two, that's why you go. Didn't want to say anything, but
spooky.
But like that's why you go on a cruise, right? Because you don't have to worry about the food. It's all there. All the entertainment's there for you. You don't have to pick what to do. Anything like everything you're trying to do is already there. So you just have to be like, I'm brain dead, and just
you have
to
walk out of your room and literally a Disney character's like, hug me, and like, here's the buffet.
Like, and then you get the drink packages, so everyone's just fucked up, and their kids are like drowning in the pool. They don't give a shit.
Oh my god,
everyone's fucked up.
It was funny because like people would be fucked up, but then like they were like among like the very sweet like Disney characters. So like Cinderella was doing a meet and greet on the balcony, and this drunk woman just like screamed up at her. She's like, "Cinderella, you're a bitch," and I was like, ma'am, are you okay? That's maybe one too many Pinot Gris, but I don't know.
I don't
what other questions did I get? I got do the elevators go from side to side? And I was like, yeah, and Willy Wonka was a real movie. It's
not based on a real person.
The ship is. So what was like because when you were on the ships, like you guys weren't allowed to go like eat at like crew areas or just that one specific ship.
My first contract we weren't allowed, and then eventually the performers bitched enough to where we could go to some of the restaurants, but the whole time it was just, I didn't like to do it. It felt awkward because like the people like serving our food were also my friends.
Yeah.
And so it would be like we'd be all partying at the bar, and then the next morning they'd be like making my pancakes, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Oh, man,
but
that's weird. Like ours was
very
cool. Like
weird.
it was like because you had like stars on the ship, so depending on your position, you had specific stars, and if you had like enough stars, you could go like eat at all like the regular restaurants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like cool though, because it's like your people are like whatever serving you, and you just tip them well, you know, because they're already doing their job anyway. So
well, yeah,
just,
but
like,
some of them it was like a buffet area, and I don't know.
Oh,
we
okay,
did
yeah.
it sometimes, but like I tried not to do it too much because I'd be like, hey, Dave, this was a fun party last night. Medium rare, thank you.
Now go give me my fucking coffee, Dave.
I feel like you would think that like people would spoil the shit out of their employees when you think about like everything that the employees are doing for them. Like I think every server should get free food. I think like all the shit you have to do, just scraping like chewed up omelets off of people's plates, just all the gross shit you have to see all day. Yeah. I don't know why I still have to pay half price for a
talking
meal.
About that last time.
It's ridiculous.
Like, when you told me you had to pay, I was like, that's dumb in the fuck. If I worked at a restaurant, like I feel like if you work at a restaurant, every shift should come with one free meal. Like,
we do get free coffee though.
We get sometimes. Well, our chef, where the restaurant where I work, he's cool. Like if they need to like. Some days I'll come in and he'll be like, hey, I made like pancakes and eggs, and we'll like have breakfast, and it's super cute. We're all so cute, but not every day. Other days I'm like hangry and mad and dealing with the rich white people of Austin. I had a man genuinely ask me the other day, he's like, what's cantaloupe? I was like, I can't do this. I cantaloupe. I
cantaloupe this conversation.
Oh wait, I got this one too on the ship. This woman, she was holding a newborn baby, which is the scariest part of this story because she was like,
why would you book a cruise if you just gave birth?
Yeah, take some time. But she had her baby, and my friend is from Canada, and he had his name tag on that said he's from Canada, and she goes, "Oh, you're from Canada. Which one?" I was like,
Canada Dry.
Like, what do you mean, which one? These people. Yeah, but no, working in Paris was cool because like I didn't have to like deal with anybody because we just did the parade, and then I just got to like party in Paris. And
because it's weird. Like every ship you work on is different. So like most ships we'd work like every day. But when I worked in Europe, we found it like we finagled it to where we'd get days off, like a full day off of no work. Which on cruise
so you just you'd go into port and just like party. And
we would. I mean, when we get into port, we weren't working anyways. But like on the sea days, we would have it to where we had no days off on the sea days.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's unheard of on the ship. So we got I got like some of the cushiest gigs on the face of the planet. And then did you guys have did you guys have a drinking limit, like an alcohol limit on the ship?
We had a limit. You weren't supposed to get over it, but
yeah, you know how it is.
When beer is 50 cents, I'm gonna
what? Beer is 50 cents?
It was so the drinks for Disney, it would be like $20 for a cocktail, and then at the crew bar, it was like some drinks were literally like $1.50.
Oh hell yeah!
It was fucking dope, and but you would still rack up like.
You spend so much money
because you start buying rounds for everybody, and you're like in a good mood,
and you drink every night. Like that's the difference.
Yes,
like, because you're working so hard every day. There's always be like some events or someone was doing something, or you'd be in port. So like literally every fucking night, everyone would just get off of work and just be like, "Let me go to the crew bar." And like on some ships that I went on, like. We'd have multiple crew bars, or like we'd have multiple crew bar areas, and we
just had the one.
We and every ship I went on had at least like we called it the back deck, and then like a crew bar. So it was always like two different areas where it's like a different hangout, and you could get beers like you'd get like a bottle of whatever you wanted for like $10-15 of like a gigantic bottle, and like they always had alcohol sales, so everyone was just always like stacked up on alcohol, and then like anytime, any reason. For like any nation, I'd be like, "Hey, it's National Towel Day in Ireland, and everyone's like, oh, and just get fucked.
We gotta
up.
have a
like,
National Towel Day.
It didn't even matter. Like people were partying for any cause. They're like, yeah, do you know it's a National Glasses People's Day? Everyone's like, glasses. Everyone just has fake glasses and gets partyed. Like it didn't matter what the fucking occasion was. Everyone was trying to turn up like all the time.
We would, even if it was like
Home
a chill night,
Depot
it would-
Day. Get plastered. Okay.
National Traffic Cone Day. Hell yeah. I'm gonna
Why are
black
there
out.
Marlena, why are there all these hats in the road?
Why are all these hats on the road?
Yeah, we had all sorts of crazy, but the food, like when people used to like make like the food ship, it was like weird because like it was like this. It's I always try to describe a cruise ship like working on a cruise ship as like a combination of like college dorms and prison. Like I don't know. Is that like
Okay, so I didn't go to college like at all. I just didn't. It just didn't pan out for me, and I was like, I'm good.
not a basic math, but
No.
yeah, you got
Well,
it.
it's funny because so I went to when I was in high school. I told my teacher, I sing and I write music, and I told him, I was like, I think I want to go to school for music. And he was like, no, nobody ever makes it. Like, he talked me out of it. He's like, you should just like get a business degree. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I went to community college and I started doing just like gen eds because I was like, I'm not going to throw money at something I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Yeah.
And I was like bored as fuck. I had classes Tuesday, Thursday. I took a bus to New York City. I drove all night. I went to a Disney audition that morning. And then I got back on the bus and went back to classes. And then I got the job and I just like never went back to college because I just started like performing. And the performing industry, you do not need a degree. Like, I'm sorry. I see these kids spending like $80,000 a year to get like a musical theater degree. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stop doing that.
You're wasting your fucking
It's
time.
crazy.
And your money
Yeah.
is what you're doing.
Your
Like,
parents' money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you
I
got
think
parents
anyone's
like that.
self-funding a musical theater degree. I mean, there's probably somebody out there
there's
doing
some dumb
it.
people in college. I've met a couple of them. There's some,
No.
yeah. Yeah,
You
you're
don't
looking-
say.
yeah, I funded a degree and I can't even tell you what it's in. I don't even know what I got.
Oh, wait, you're serious?
I try to tell you. I went to college. If I think about it, I don't know where my diploma's at. If we're gonna be honest, I have no idea. If you ask me to produce my college diploma, I got one. I just have no idea where it's at.
Mine is framed in the house that is now only my father's.
His father, her father.
He looks at it every day. He goes, Holly.
You did good, kid. You did good.
He's like, all my money.
He goes, that's my boy.
He's like, how much can I pawn this for? Just kidding.
What was your major?
Psychology. And now I scrape plates.
Study human psychology. That you could have got that same degree just watching people at the coffee shop. Like, that
Yeah.
would have been the same shit.
I don't regret going to college. Like, I did learn a lot. I just can't really, like, I learned things. I still, like, think about the things I learned.
I loved college, honestly.
I did really
Well,
like
yeah, it
college.
sounds
I
great.
think- yeah.
It sounds like working on the cruise ship. Like you sleep in a
Exactly.
dorm. You're around people all the time. There's like parties all the time.
all the time, yeah. And you
Yeah.
just like woke up and like went to a bunch of different places, which was dope. Did you guys get to spend a lot of time off the ship on your ships? Like
We
on
would
port
have
days?
some port days we would have off, or I didn't start till 4. So we
Okay.
would like get off the ship in St. Thomas, and we'd like drive to a beach and like
Oh,
drink
I've been to St.
margaritas.
Thomas, yeah.
It's so great, and we'd just like
Did you do
so
the
we'd have a
gondola in
beach-
St. Thomas?
They have all the
gondola?
lizards, right?
The gondola right up there by the ship, by the ports. The gondola.
the thing that takes you up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In
St.
We-
Thomas has all those big lizards, right? You feed them bananas. Am I thinking of a different place? All right, my experience was clearly different.
I feel like Holly went to Mexico and got cornrowed braids.
She's like,
up.
that's Molly, right? She's like,
Where do you take the acid?
you take the acid and you feed these giant lizards bananas.
No, that's you.
She's like, wait, St. Thomas is the place where you can feel color.
I was tasting yellow.
The sand said a lot to me that day.
Have you ever gone to like a different country and got your hair braided on a beach, Holly?
I did not get my hair braided, no.
Oh man, I would have put you as a dead ringer for a picture of you with cornrowed braids in Mexico.
or like
for sure.
the hair wrap with the feather. Do you remember that on
I-
like a family beach vacation?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I did have a
You did. I knew
Do you
it.
remember when there was those feathers you could get at like state fairs when they would like braid it into your hair?
Yes.
Yeah, I got one of those. My cousin peer pressured me into it, and she was cooler than me, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'm getting a feather now. Like, this is how it is.
And then you got the feather. She's like, loser.
She's
Didn't
like,
get one.
My cousin
Wait,
was
I
so
love
mean
that
to me
kinda
when I
shit.
was in high school.
Was she older than you?
No, she was younger than me.
That's embarrassing.
But she was cooler than me. Like, we're friends now. She's great. But in high school, her and my brother used to team up and just bully the shit out of me whenever they would hang out together.
It's always sad to get bullied by someone younger than you. I feel like
Oh
that's
my
like the
God.
saddest type of bullying. It's like when someone younger than you is just like picking you apart or just like tears.
They had this game they would
R.I.P.
play called None for Holly,
Tears.
where whatever they were doing, they would just go, None for Holly, and then start laughing.
No,
Wait,
I'm not gonna lie,
wait.
that's a funny ass game.
This is real. So my sister is really, really tall. She's 6 foot, and she was always way taller than
You
me.
guys have the same parents?
We have the same parents. Yeah.
Wow.
How did that happen? Because your feet can't touch the ground here.
I was just thinking. I feel so little. I'm like, I'm here.
What's her name?
What?
What's her name?
Her name is Alexandra, and she used to play.
Is she older
game.
than you?
She's older than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, is this the one with your aunt? It's so.
Oh my god. So I was very ugly growing up, and one year at a family party, my aunt was like, she said to my sister, she's like, Alexandra, you are so beautiful. It is so great to see you, and I just know you're gonna achieve great things one day. And she looked at me and she goes, Mimi, it is so good to see you. And I was like, oh, I'm ugly. Okay.
And you're not going to achieve great things. He doesn't want to get your
I'm
hopes
gonna
up.
just go outside and kill myself.
I'm going to go jump off this balcony. What does your sister do now?
My sister works for American Eagle Corporate.
Oh.
She has flown on a private jet, which I think is pretty dope.
Wow.
And she flies with the eagle.
She wants to fly like an eagle?
She
or
flies like an
They
She's
eagle.
just have
flying
an
like
eagle.
seal to the sea.
My sister's actually seal.
Your sister-
No, but we used to play she used to play this game when we were growing up. It was called What If I Died Like This? And we would just be like hanging out, and she'd go, what if I died like this? And then she would lay on me. She put all her body weight under like on me, and she'd be like, all right, try and get out from under me. That was the whole game. And I'd be like, Alexandra, please. She'd be like, you have 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Get out
Just-
from under me.
My brother used to walk across my back. Like, I would be like lying down as a kid, and he would step on my back, like, you know, where the lungs are. He would step on my back, and then he would start like a dance. And he would go, I'm doing my exercise. And he would literally like stomp on my back. And I'd be like half suffocating, half laughing. And I was like probably like 6 years old. And I was like, stop it.
He's doing river dance on your spine. Jesus.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
maybe that's why he probably killed off a few brain cells.
Yeah, I think I'm
And why do you do comedy?
Comedy is linked to head injuries. Do you have any head injuries?
Yes.
What was it?
I forgot because I fell at the beach. Okay, so you ever go on like when you were younger, you went on vacation with a friend, and you had to you couldn't like complain about anything because they
Yep.
took you on vacation, so
Yep.
you had to be like nice, whatever. So we're at the beach, and I was boogie boarding, and I went up on the sand, and I looked behind me, and a wave landed on me, and I smashed my head on the ground. All these shells were like in my skin. I was all bloody, and I stood up, and half of my face was numb. And my friend's mom was like, Mimi, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I think I'm okay. She's like, I don't think you're okay. I probably had a concussion of some sort.
No, that usually happens.
Why does every white kid have a traumatic boogie boarding story? Because I also have a dramatic boogie boarding story. I was literally like,
Boogie boards are so spooky.
I went boogie boarding in hurricane waves one time.
What?
First mistake. Well, my dad had these friends of the family also bullied me. So they were doing the hurricane boogie boarding. So I was like, oh, fuck, now I got to do this. So I went in, and one of the waves came you know when you get trapped under the boogie board?
Yes.
Yeah, like when like you flip somehow like
Yes,
while
I got
you're
so
going
intense.
across it.
Yes.
And then you're like and then like as the wave is coming over you, the boogie board is like suctioned to like you can't like move it, so you're like trying to push it and it's just like not going up, and then eventually it settles and you can like push your way out and like gasp for air. Doesn't this sound did you ever go boogie boarding?
I used to, when I worked on ships, I used to teach boogie boarding lessons on the ships.
Oh, you had one of those the
Yeah,
water-
but
Yeah,
that's
one of the water
that's
things.
not like real. I'm like a pro boogie boarder.
You're like, I don't know. We just did cool tricks.
You're like, I am a pro boogie boarder. Holds the mic so. I am a pro boogie boarder.
I'm
I feel like I
sponsored
can
by.
boogie board now.
This event is sponsored by
Dude, I
All
want
these
to get
boogie
now. I
boards.
really
Look at
miss
stuff.
Filipino people and
Now I
boogie
really
boards.
miss boogie boarding. I miss the beach. That's the
No,
only
I'm-
thing I don't like about Austin is there's no
Yeah.
beaches.
I feel like, did you ever feel like you were all beached out after working on cruises? Like,
I think I was the opposite. I didn't like going to the beach, and then when I started doing it on the ship, I was like, why the fuck have I not been doing this? I'm like
love
drinking
the
like
beach.
a pina colada, like
Yeah,
on my
yeah.
lunch break, like clear blue water. I was like, why? I don't like being in the sun, and I don't like
No, we
being
can
warm.
tell.
Yeah.
son.
Why did you
I've never
move?
found
Why
that
did you
in-
impulsively move to Texas if you hate the sun?
Because my friend lived here and there was comedy here, and I was
How
like,
long have you been doing comedy when you decided to move here for comedy?
I'd been doing it for a little less than a year, probably.
Okay, so you're at like a year and a half now, or like 2 years?
I would say like a year and a half.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Still newer, but like, I don't know. I drank the Kool-Aid immediately after my first open mic. I was like, all right, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Because my first open mic went really well.
Oh,
And
that's-
if it would have gone bad, I wonder if I would have done it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did your
wow.
first one go well?
My first one was in Colorado, and I was very drunk. I don't think it went very well.
My first one went really well. I got like a standing ovation, and then after that, it was all downhill from there.
Just peaked.
Then every mic after that sucked, and you're just like chasing the high. You're like,
But I realized I was just saying true things and then just getting like applause by people who agreed with said true things.
you're like, racism is bad. They're like, woo!
no, literally, it was like that. And I was just like, all right.
Did you tell him it was your first time going on stage?
I did. I still have it. I still have that video.
I
I
always
have
thought-
the recording of my first one.
Did you tell him it was your first time when you were on there?
No.
I don't think I don't know. I secretly don't. I feel like when you tell people, like, because everyone seems to have a good first set, and I feel like when people know it's your first set, they're like, oh, it's
They're
the
very
first set.
supportive.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very supportive.
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then afterwards, they're just like, all right, now it's not your first time. You fucking suck.
yeah, and
dude.
then,
you're
and
actually
then no one's paying
garbage.
attention.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
are
Yeah.
But you
trash.
already like signed the paper. You're like, I'm gonna do this forever.
Did you get like nervous when you first started doing comedy? Like when you were going up on stage, did you ever feel like super nervous?
Oh yeah.
I still get nervous, but like in a different way, because like I've had. I remember when I first started, I did like write actual jokes, and I went on stage with jokes. So I didn't go up and I wasn't like, what should I talk about today? Which is a lot of like first comic kind
Right.
of. They get up there and they're just trying to find it. I had pre-written stuff, and I went, oh my god, my first mic. I told one girl in the office where I worked, and she's like, oh cool. And I came back from my lunch break, and she was like, don't worry, I told everyone in the office you're doing this open mic. We're all coming out. I'm meeting all the girls, and I was like,
God.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I never tell people when I'm doing comedy.
I don't.
never
I
did.
hate doing comedy
Yeah.
for people I know, and I'm starting to get to this point now that I've lived here for 5 months where I know, I know all the comics, and it's hard for me to try new stuff because I don't like performing for people I know.
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
weird thing. I'm kind of like
And
that.
jokes are like written about some of the people I know, and I'm like, this is about you.
You say this is about my sister Alexandra. She's like, I'm watching, bitch.
Yeah, no. Like oh my god, my mom heard a recording of one of my sets, and she was like, oh my god, like.
What was the joke that
The
said
jo- it was
the
about
Plan B
It was about
stuff.
Plan B, and my mom was like, "Oh my god, like, is it true you've taken Plan B?" And I was like, "It's funny. She thinks I did it once."
No, that was Plan A, Mom.
I took. You ever taken off-brand Plan B?
Kirkland brand.
There's an off-brand Plan B.
bet your
Yeah,
ass.
it's a lot cheaper.
Have you ever bought it for a girl? It's like $50.
It's really
Bought it.
You
expensive.
said, have you ever bought it for a girl?
Bought it for myself.
Off-brand
taking that
is
before.
like
I just want to taste.
Oh, this is delicious.
This tastes like freedom.
I'm pretty sure it goes into your sperm and you can't have a baby. That's science. I'm pretty sure that's
how it
male
works.
birth control. That's science.
That's actually.
That's how it works.
You just take one pill once in your life and you're just never, that's it. You're just set for the rest of
I
time.
heard you can't get a girl pregnant if you hold your breath while you're, you're like,
well,
If
you
hold
come
your breath
inside her.
and she's on top. That's the secret. She's got to be on top while you hold your
if
breath.
she's a Gemini, then like you're good.
Yeah, dude. Air signs. You can't get air signs pregnant on.
You cannot.
If Mercury's in retrograde, you're good. You're fine.
Literally
You're
so
safe.
good.
That's-
Honestly, it's more dangerous if you don't fuck her.
yeah, you got to be pulling and praying. That's honestly.
You gotta be.
Pulling and I had a friend in college. I was like, one day we like met like freshman year of college, and we were hanging out that whole year. And he was like dating this girl, and I'm like, oh, she was like wearing condoms. Is she on birth control? He's like, nah, man, we're just pulling and praying. I was like, what, bro? He's like, I'm like, that's dangerous. He's like, no, it's been working so far. And then like we went to like school that whole year, and we were like and we were gonna be like roommates the next year. We went to go look at like places and stuff, and we like found a place, and then like we were about to sign the lease. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming back up to CSU next year. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the other day that girl just sent me a picture of a baby. Yeah. Turns out it was his.
Wait, of a
Of
baby?
a baby. The
Like-
baby was already born.
She waited 9 months to
She
tell
didn't
him.
even tell him until the baby. She didn't even tell him. She just sent him a picture of a baby. And then it was his baby, and he had to drop out of college going into sophomore year, so I had to find some new roommates.
Wow.
So yeah,
Pulling
so
and
crazy.
praying.
don't pull and pray unless you
Don't
better
pull
be praying
and pray.
hard.
No,
And he
no.
was not praying hard enough, apparently.
My sister's boyfriend's friend, they do the rhythm method. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
no.
like a
that's
big-
like that's like
What is it,
terrible.
like
It's
you, like, wait-
terrible.
wait.
You have the calendar of when
When
like
you're fertile and
she
infertile,
could
whatever.
get pregnant, and then like they just like fuck, and they have like 5 kids. I'm like,
Well,
it doesn't work.
No, clearly they have
It does
5
not work.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's like-
they're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, no, I think you're just
It's
fucking.
like
you guys are
your
just fucking. Yeah, you guys are crossing your fingers, bro.
because like your ovulation window is only like actually a couple of days, but which days is it?
But isn't it like the body?
That's
like,
so
That's
spooky.
scary. That's scary.
That's
yeah.
scary.
It is the
Scooter.
Halloween episode. We are
That's-
talking about
kids, huh?
unplanned pregnancy.
Unplanned pregnancy is so spooky.
Especially here in Texas.
That's what my Halloween costume is going to be. Just a pregnancy test and that says positive.
That's literally the scariest thing ever.
It really is.
It's like
I can't even imagine.
But isn't it like your like a woman's like body or whatever like changes if it thinks like it can get pregnant like at a different time? If it starts noticing a rhythm, it like changes to adjust for that. That's the
What?
word on the street.
Where have you been learning? Have you been learning on cruise ships from cruise ship
Trust me, people on cruise
He's
ships
like,
be
I
fucking.
get my medical advice
whoa,
from
whoa, whoa.
Snapple
No, that's why
caps.
the rhythm. That's why the rhythm method doesn't work because your body changes that rhythm to adjust for like different things. So if it's like, hey, every this time of the month we seem to be getting some sperm in and we're not being able to get some pregnant. Let's roll this up.
I don't think that's how it works.
I'm
Wait, you
pretty
just
sure.
said-
I
you
don't
said
think it's like a
we're
secretary.
Not being able
Yeah,
to get some pregnant.
you know what I'm talking about.
Get
The
some
eggs are like, yo, the eggs are like, we trying to get cooked up, and they're like,
You ever
we-
been trying to catch?
No, they don't get cooked.
you know,
When you're 31, you should know that
You know how
the
them eggs
eggs
be
don't
getting
get cooked.
That's what it is. That's how you get a bun in the oven. You got to put them eggs in there and cook them. You got a bun in
you
the
set
oven.
the stove to. You gotta turn on the stove.
It's
You,
an
you
oven.
fuck her on top of the hot stove, and that's how you get.
It's like making a fertita. You know, you got to get them eggs in there.
Fertita?
Frittata.
Can you imagine,
Fertita,
can you imagine
frittata?
Ben teaching like a high school sex ed class?
Listen,
He goes, this is how you don't catch
if
pregnant.
you don't wear condoms, you're gonna get
gonna catch
STDs
it.
and die.
You're going to catch it.
You're gonna catch up. You're gonna
You
have a
ever-
baby, and that's worse than death.
You ever
Oh.
gotten an STD?
Me, I've never gotten an STD, but so I was raised Catholic, so like
Same.
literally after I was always
I
scared.
feel like every girl has HPVs. Is that how it works?
I feel everyone
What?
has HPV,
yeah,
I'm
HPV.
sure.
Yeah,
No, I got my HPV vaccine.
HPV is the new black.
I now have like 6 toes, but it's fine.
It's fine. Now I can
HPV?
HPV. I hardly know her. What?
I don't even know it.
But
Sorry, what
no,
were you
when
saying?
when I was younger, like even after like a heavy makeout, I'd be like, I'm probably pregnant.
Yo,
God is gonna.
Did you not know like how it worked?
I knew how it worked, but like that's like the biggest thing when you're being like a young woman in the Catholic faith. It's like don't have sex, don't do anything, and so like you're always afraid, even
just,
like unrealistic fear.
Is
like
it just Catholics though? Because I dated a Jewish girl.
Well,
and then
it's
I
not just
fingered her one
Catholics, but
time,
that's
and she was like, "Should we go get Plan B?" I was like, "No,
I swear, yeah,
that's not how this works."
I felt guilty about
scare you
everything
so
when
much.
I was really religious. I felt guilty about like the most innocent things, and I would like tell my dad. I was like, "Dad, is it okay if I go to this sleepover? There's probably gonna be candy there." my dad would be like. It's like I'll like go to the sleepover. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call you when I'm
But have
done.
you really
It's
changed?
Like the most
Ollie
innocent
looked at me
kid.
today, and there's like this crusty ass mask on the counter. She's like, I think I'm gonna. Is it okay if I throw this away? I'm like, Holly, why are you asking me permission to throw away this crusty ass mask?
I asked Ben for everything, and he just leaves me on red because he's like, I'm not answering this shit.
Holly asked me for random permission to things. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna justify
I'll,
this
like,
with a response.
Send him
that.
podcast edits. I'm like, thoughts? Question mark. He'll just leave me on red.
You're asking him what you're allowed to eat.
Yeah, she's like,
I was thinking
she'll send me a
Cheerios.
message.
Is that okay?
She'll be like, I think I'm gonna go with Bianca to Vulcan if that's okay. I'm like, but I don't. What? Why are you asking? Why are you sending me
We
this
already
message?
talked about this. I was trying.
Ben Pops
okay.
on her.
Ben Poppy.
Ben Pop-Ups.
This is
Do you have a weird nickname for your
Popo
grandparents?
Chico.
for my grandparents.
Yeah. Do you call them anything? Like, what do you call them?
I call them dead. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Me too. What?
Hey. Dead grandparents.
You too? Hey.
We've talked about this so many
I
times.
know. I just like
No,
to forget.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I have one.
Ooh, spooky.
One
episode.
grandfather that is
Scary.
passed.
That's creepy.
This episode's scary. No, I didn't. I never had like a weird nickname for my grandparents. It was just grandma and grandpap, and then because people are
Wait
like,
a minute. Whoa.
Yeah.
wait, are those not weird?
Back up.
Grandpap.
Grandpap.
Yeah, my grandpap's me.
It was just, it was just the typical meme on Weesnaw, just
Yeah, my grandpaps. My grandpaps blue ribbon. Like, what?
my grandpa's Grammy PPR.
Is that weird?
A little bit. I feel like every
I
white
like
person
it.
I
It's
know
cute.
They all
Yeah.
have weird nicknames for their grandparents. It's such a white people thing. And
What do you call your grandma?
I call her Coco.
Oh, yeah, that's perfectly normal.
No, that just means grandma in Lingala.
Cocoa Pebbles?
I feel like that's
Mama
a black
Coco.
joke, Holly, and I didn't appreciate
No,
that.
it's a joke about
No, I'm just
cereal,
kidding.
Ben.
Spooky.
No, but her. It's
That
like
was a cereal
But
joke.
that's how you say that's how you say grandparents in Lingala, the language I speak in Africa.
Coco?
The Baza Coco Nangai. So Coco means grandparents, so it's like grandma is Coco.
What's grandpa?
Coco? We don't
Wait.
have a lot of words in Lingala.
Wait, they're both Coco?
They're just both Coco.
And then
They're both?
dad is Coco and mom is Coco and
No.
school bus is Coco. There's only one word.
That
It's
is
just Coco.
kids are Cocoa Pebbles, all right?
I already made that joke.
But only kids, not grandparents.
I called my grandparents Meme and Papa.
Really?
Papa, yeah. Meme is French
Meme?
for grandma. Meme.
And you guys thought grandpap was weird?
And it's spelled
You're
like a
grandpap?
meme.
Ah.
It's spelled like memes. So whenever my mom like texts me, like, we're going over memes tonight.
Memes.
Memes. It's MEME though.
Mm.
And then Papa, which is pretty normal.
Papa?
Papa.
Papa?
That's what I called my dad.
Papa?
Papa, yeah. Because he was from Germany. Yeah, for real. And so like
call
any
him Papa?
father's Papa.
Papa.
Why are you saying it weird?
Why are you saying it like that?
Papa.
You're
Were
saying
you
it
like-
Papa.
Were you the
Papa.
type of kid
Like
that
P-U-P,
said,
P-A-P-A. Papa.
here's an
feel like
interesting
that's
question.
papa.
At what age did you start saying like mom versus like mommy or mommy or I was really late.
I
But
don't
you also
remember.
said Santa Claus was around till like 12. So
Okay,
I was
I'm-
not 12. I was
I
10.
was just talking about this the
I
other
was
day.
10.
Were you guys like upset when you found out Santa wasn't real?
Devastated.
I
How
literally
old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real?
I was
I
like
think-
9.5. No, I was 10.
I think maybe too old, but I found out and I was
How old is baby too old?
I don't remember the age, but I remember I was like so sad. I was like looking through like rainy windows. I was just like magic is dead.
She's like, I need to get out of here, and drove her car off. She's
Yeah, I like drove my
worst thing
Barbie
ever.
like little
You had
car
your
out of
license
there.
already?
You
I had my
parked your
license.
Barbie Jeep in the garage and just let it run by itself.
It was just in the bathtub.
I put my hand in my Easy Bake. I was like, "Ugh." No,
You
I
put your
was
Easy
genuinely
Bake oven in the
so
bathtub.
sad. I was so sad because like I have like when I was a kid, I had such a big imagination. I would lay in bed and I'd be like, how the fuck does he do it? How does he get to all those houses?
Man, I never
Amazon.
I never I never
Kathleen
believed
and
in
Conrad Meier.
Chinese teens.
Papa. It was actually Papa.
It was actually my father.
yeah, father.
Who
I never,
ruined
I never
it
got
for
to,
you?
I never had a Santa Claus
No?
because by the time I moved to the United States, I was like, the fuck?
What was Santa called for you, Coco?
There's no Christmas in Africa.
Wait, who
I
ruined
didn't have
it
Chris-
for you?
I was trying to think of the song. What's
There
the
wasn't.
song?
I didn't know Christmas until I got here, and I was like, what?
They know it's Christmas?
They don't know.
They
It's,
don't.
there's not even snow. We're like, the fuck is snow? Like nobody has a clue what the fuck is. And then I got here, I was like, y'all niggas want me to believe this motherfucker just started doing
How
this?
old were you?
When I moved here, I was about somewhere between 4 and 5.
I feel like you could have just gotten onto the trend
But you already
at that
knew.
age.
But it was already. It was too late. By the time I got here, we moved here like right around Christmas time, and then I was like,
Did you ruin it for other kids? Were
What?
you that kid?
Nah, I was never a snitch. I didn't want to snitch, but I knew, like. But I did think it's funny because I'd go to like friends' house, and they'd be like, "Santa Claus is coming," and I knew that Santa wasn't real, but they were so
You'd look at
excited.
the parents like,
And I was just, I'd be like, "Your kid's a bitch."
That's a
You
pretty
kids are-
smart kid.
Yeah, I was just Santa Claus was never a thing.
Oh, it was the most fun thing ever, though.
Was
it
it?
was-
My parents went
Yes.
all out. They like
Yes.
put like a little thing sticking out of the fireplace, so it looked like he like dropped one, and like they'd take the bite out of the cookie. You know.
oh, we would put out carrots. They would like nibble the carrots.
Yep.
and stuff.
It's just
like,
your dad on all fours.
Papa, why are you nibbling carrots?
Papa.
I was so into it. One year, I was like, I said this to my mom. I was like, we should set up a camera and we should catch him.
Oh,
we
there's
should
always that kid.
Yeah, I was like, we should. Like, I was so into it. It was so weird.
Did you ever try to stay up one night and catch him yourself?
No, my parents wouldn't let me, but I would lay in bed. I swear to God, I don't think I slept the whole night. I would lay in bed and my mom would be like, don't wake me up until 7 a.m. at least. Like, please don't come in before then. And the whole night I would just lay there and I'd be like, I think I heard him. I was so into it. When I found out that Santa wasn't real, okay, so it was Easter Sunday.
I remember.
I
is it
remember
always
like
Easter
Sunday. so many things.
It's a very random time. St. Patty's Day.
That is true.
2003. Why were you?
I told Holly the first time I ever got fingered was on Easter Sunday.
What were you doing on Easter Sunday?
I don't know.
I was in church.
I was feeling frisky.
Wait, so it was
The
Easter
priest came.
Sunday. You
So
found
Easter
out Santa
Sunday,
wasn't real.
my cousins were in from out of town, and
For Christmas or the fingering? What happened? Wait a second. Which story are we talking about? Which Easter
I'm
Sunday?
from West Virginia. No, but
Fingering.
I had
That
to
sounds
get the
like a
fuck-
scary movie.
That's the scariest episode we've ever had.
The fingering in Connecticut.
we're watching The Fingering. The Conjuring. No, the the Fingering in Pennsylvania.
Oh my God. Now stay woke.
This
Is
is
this
so
a lady that's
spooky.
like asleep? Not there.
Wrong hole.
Stop scratching. Why are you scratching?
The cover is just her looking through some with a purity ring, just like. Anyways, oh my God, it was Easter Sunday, and I was a kid, and we were
the
just like
priest's
eating.
office,
that
yes.
was an altar server. No,
The nun came in.
we were eating our Easter candy, and I was eating candy out of my cousin's Easter basket.
Oh,
He
everything
was
you keep
pissed.
saying about this, I'm just like
was-
thinking terrible things.
I was eating his Starburst, and he was like, "Don't eat my Starburst." And he was like, "Mom, Marlene or Mimi is eating my Starburst."
We're gonna
and
come back to that, but finish your
We're
story.
gonna go back to that.
Yeah.
But he was like, "She's eating my Starburst," and she goes, "Oh no, it's okay. I have like more in my suitcase." And then you would have thought a record player went like, because everyone looked at me because I was the only one that still believed. And my mom was like, hey, do you understand what she just said? And my sister, like, not even a second later, she's like, well, I guess you know Santa Claus isn't real either. And I was like, oh, I was devastated. I, like, ran upstairs and cried. It was so...
Your sister didn't know that you didn't know?
No, she knew, but I think she was like, oh, she knows now. I just might as well ruin it.
Oh, because your mom said she had more Starburst in her bag that Santa didn't give you Starburst?
But the Easter Bunny.
Oh, the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so devastated when I found out. I was like,
I felt lied to. I was so mad. I was like, you guys lied to me.
Were you mad about the Easter Bunny too, or just Santa?
I was mad about everything. And I was like, the Tooth Fairy, they were like, fake. I was like...
Not the Tooth Fairy. I met her.
Well, fuck you guys.
I didn't care.
I feel like that's a sign of how good your childhood was. How long you believed in like Santa Claus and like
for
Easter.
Sure.
And, like,
yeah,
for
like,
sure.
I can't imagine like if you grew up in some situations where you're like, yeah, I still believe in Santa, nigga.
No, actually, that's not true though. That's not true because people that didn't have as much money, it was more magical for them because they'd be like, where did these things come from? Like, my mom couldn't buy these things. Like, so there were some people I knew who they found out when they were like 12 or 13 versus me at the, you know, the normal age of 10. It's still late. But like, I'll just pretend it's not.
I mean,
but, like,
I'm going to say that's like a very few and far between experience. Like, where I came from, people knew that Christmas wasn't... And people weren't believing in Santa Claus till 10. Like,
but
you're
it was
in first
so
grade
fun.
motherfuckers like,
You're
fuck Santa Claus. Nigga, I'll beat my dad
You're
up.
just jealous because you never experienced the magic.
No kid was like, where'd you get your Jordans? Santa.
Yeah, no, that did not happen. Especially because no black parents are buying their kids Jordan and then letting Santa Claus take the credit.
Yeah.
Never, and I've never heard a black parent be like, yeah, Santa Claus got that shit for you. Nigga, like, never. Every black parent I know be like, Santa Claus? Nigga, what? I am Santa Claus. Like, I've never heard of that shit.
My parents, my mom didn't want to waste money on those gift tags, you know, like the gift tag where it says like to blah, blah, blah. So she would just write in Sharpie with her opposite hand on the gift.
So it looked really shitty.
And that was Santa's handwriting. So I just thought Santa had like really shitty handwriting.
Oh my God.
Because she didn't want to put gift tags on them.
Why don't you just write with your regular hand?
Because we would know it was Santa. It wasn't.
Come on, Ben.
She thought your kids.
What is?
Did you? Okay, time out. She realized her kids were sleuth enough to test her handwriting versus other documents she signed, but they wouldn't put that together. That Santa
maybe
was
she didn't do the opposite hands. I don't know. I don't know if she did the opposite hand. She just wrote in Sharpie in big letters like our name on the gift.
But there were so many times when I should have found out, but I just like believed so much. Like on
I didn't
one of my
want
like
to, yeah.
on one of like a gift I got, there was a Made in China sticker on it. I was like, Mom, what's this? She's like, there are elves in China.
I mean, like, she wasn't wrong.
I feel like
all of them.
They're just chained to a sewing machine. That's the difference.
I feel like they're just called children there. But they're
the height of elves.
Can we all agree
they're
that?
4.
Can we all agree that the Polar Express is a creepy movie?
That movie's scary.
It's terrifying. It's creepy as fuck.
It's so scary.
It's when they go into the closet with all the puppets and the puppets start like. They're like, believe, and they like start like getting in his face. I'm like,
doesn't Tom Hanks play like 8 characters in that movie?
I don't know. I got really when I saw that movie when I was 7. I ate a bunch of donuts because I was with my meme and papa, and they would always like spoil us whenever we went over there. So all morning they're like, they got like 24 donuts. So all morning I'm just eating donuts, and then I go to the movies just eating like jelly beans or gummy bears or whatever, and like the whole movie is just like super like roller coaster. I got really bad motion sickness. Went home, projectile vomited. What a day. A day complete.
That's like the lamest thing. You're like, I got motion sickness from watching the
movie.
Polar Express.
I got when I was a kid,
You were that kid on the road trip?
I was the kid that got motion sickness from skiing.
From skiing?
Yeah, I was in ski club and I had these bands around my wrists that would prevent me from getting motion sickness.
Were you a harness kid?
Was I what?
Were you a harness kid? Did your parents throw you on leashes?
I was not a harness kid, but I did wear motion sickness bands to the movie theaters, and I think that's why I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19.
Oh my gosh. Every time I find out something new about you as a kid, that makes me think like less of you as a kid, which is impossible.
I was such a weird fucking kid.
I was a weird kid, and I made weird fashion choices, and like I was just strange.
So not much has changed. Boom!
Yeah.
Nailed it.
no.
Boom. No, it's
Nah,
true.
just
I do
playing.
dress odd, but now I own it, and
Yeah.
I know how to like put on my eyebrows properly.
Yeah, you got your
on your
business
eyebrows.
tech pullover today, so you're
Yeah,
looking.
I
pretty
like
cool.
this. I wore this so you guys would remember my name.
We were, yeah. I never do.
You
every
should
time.
get one
What-
with
so
your
what's that? What's Mimi short
Instagram
for?
handle on.
My real name is Marlene.
Marlene.
Yes, but I know. People are like, "Did you make that up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I made up the name I don't go by, you idiot." So it's complicated and it's whatever. And so I just go by Mimi because
Is
that
your
was my
middle name
nickname.
Marie?
No, it's Lee.
Mine's
okay,
Marie.
that's like top 3 generic middle names.
Yeah, that's like every white girl's middle name is like Lee, Nicole,
Marie,
Rose.
What's your
Marie.
middle name, Ben?
Lee Foley.
Oh, that's cool.
I was gonna guess that.
You should go by
It's
that.
all top 5.
You should have
I
been.
was like,
You
wait.
should have been using that as a stage
You
name
know
this
that my
whole
mom,
time.
my mom
Lee
was this
Foley?
close to making my middle name Matumbo. Until this day, I tell her that's the biggest missed opportunity of my life.
I
was gonna
want,
Matumbo?
Benjamin
I want your name to be
Mutombo. That would have been
Mutombo
so.
so bad.
That would have been so cool. But now my kids are gonna have to be.
Give it
middle
up, guys, for Matumbo.
name. That would be the dope.
Matumbo sounds like you'd
Lee
be fat though.
Foley.
Like when I picture a Matumbo, I picture like
yeah.
he's got a big old Matumbo, you know.
Ben's all ripped. He's like, "Oh, what's up?"
Yeah, you know the Matumbo.
He's Matumbo.
You know the Mutombo. I think there's a comic that makes that joke. He's like, the Mutombo is coming for you. You never heard of Michael Blackson?
No.
Okay, good. We'll stop that story. Mimi, we've come to that time. So where can people find you? What do you got coming up?
I'm on Instagram as the Mimi Meier. My Kill Tony episode is on YouTube. I am a waitress coming to the restaurant where I work, and
I don't think you want to tell people that.
I know.
Oh, I'm just kidding. There's like no one watches this. So they're
I know.
never gonna
That's
know,
not
but-
true. We got
It's fine.
200 views sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, just follow me on Instagram. I post all my shows that I'm doing, and yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this was sponsored by Pumpkin Spice Lattes.
Yes, it was.
I see what you did
It's-
there.
It's
I see
fall.
what you did.
Happy Halloween, everybody. By the time this comes out, Halloween will have passed.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
And,
next weekend.
yeah.
And find us on Patreon /LonelyMans. And thank y'all for tuning in.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.